What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Jason Courier, and this is your Quick Pin Wrestling Report. If you're a wrestling fan, but you don't have a lot of room in your busy schedule to dedicate towards keeping up with what's going on in the wrestling world, please click subscribe down below, and we're going to keep you up to date on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, and even Ring of Honor Wrestling, and we're going to do it all within about 10 minutes or so each, with the idea being that you could stop by, get your update, go on about your day, and then when you do have a chance to sit down and actually watch some wrestling, you don't feel like you're lost or like you've missed out. Monday Night Raw is a bit of a stacked card and a long show, so we are going to get right after it and try to make it all fit. Hey. Kurt Angle started out the night with an in-ring promo. He, on a table, had the Miss Money in the Bank briefcase and the Raw Women's Championship, and he was going to make a presentation to Alexa Bliss, your winner of both Miss Money in the Bank 2018 and the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa comes out. Kurt makes his presentation. He says, yeah, congratulations on winning. Kind of hands her the belt. So much to the point, showing no enthusiasm whatsoever. So much to the point where I believe it was Coach even said, "You wouldn't want to show any kind of enthusiasm, would you? Would you, Kurt?" So I guess because Kurt was partners with Ronda, I suppose that means that he can't be happy for Alexa. Anyway, he then says that at Extreme Rules, Nia is going to invoke her rematch clause and take you, Alexa, on for this title. Alexa says, wait a minute, what happened to my fanfare? Don't you want to celebrate what I've done? And here you are, all of a sudden you're coming at me with Nia wants her rematch already. Ronda's music then hits, and she comes storming out from down the ramp. Mad. M-A-D. Mad. Ronda is pissed the fuck off. She's storming down the ramp. She's got that look in her eyes. She charges into the ring. She pretty much goes right through Kurt to get to Alexa. Alexa says to Ronda, hey, I don't know what you're used to. This isn't MMA, but guess what? Everything that I did last night was perfectly legal. Legal, she says. So that didn't do much as far as not pissing Ronda off further. And she basically ran through Kurt, gave Alexa a spear. Before all that happened, she also, Bliss turned to Ronda and said, you're nothing but an overhyped rookie. That's pretty much what the last straw was. Ronda snapped, attacked Ronda, or attacked Bliss, attacked Kurt, picked up the Money in the Bank suitcase, attacked Bliss with it, attacked Kurt with it. Officials came down to the ring. She attacked the officials. She just flat out went crazy. They cut to commercial. They came back from commercial, and Renee was backstage trying to get the attention of Ronda. Ronda started to walk away, but then stopped, and she said that she doesn't care if, when she comes back in 30 days, if Alexa Bliss is champion or not. She's going to kick her pink-haired ass. Super cool. Awesome stuff. So that finally ended it. Took up a good chunk of the show. A good chunk of the first hour, anyway. Seth Rollins then came out and cut a promo of his own. I thought it was going to be promo night until he said, how about we have ourselves an Intercontinental Open Challenge match right here tonight. And so he throws out the Open Challenge. Dolph's dumbass record scratch starts. I don't know why they're still doing that. I wish they would stop. Dolph's record scratch hits. Dolph comes out. I'm thinking, well, okay, this is all right. Then Drew McIntyre's music hits, and I'm thinking, whoa, okay. Now this might be something. I'm thinking that Drew might actually take on Seth for the championship. But as the two walked down the ramp, they kind of gave each other the look, and Dolph ended up being the guy that was going to take on Seth Rollins in the open challenge match. The two kind of went back and forth. I thought there was a moment early on where Seth went for the stomp, and then Dolph turned that into a famouser, and I thought that was going to be it, but turns out that actually wasn't it. In the actual end, and skip right to it, in the very end, Dolph beat Seth with the same exact move that Seth put onto Elias. There was a roll-up. Dolph grabbed Seth's trunks this time instead of Seth grabbing Elias's trunks and rolling Elias up the night before. This night, it was Dolph rolling Seth up, this time off the roll-up. Seth went for a roll-up. Drew came to the apron. Then there was another roll-up attempt, and then that one turned into the reversed roll-up attempt. It was kind of a wonky, weird. I don't know what's going on with the roll-ups. They're stuck on the roll-ups again. So anyway, believe it or not, though, Dolph effing Ziggler picked up the Intercontinental Championship and defeated Seth Rollins. Monday Night Rollins. Backstage, later on, Dolph had said something about it not being Monday Night Rollins anymore, and now they're running the show, and anyway. That was actually directly after the match, after they came back from commercial, but Renee, I believe, did the interview, so anyway. They run Raw now, apparently. It's no longer Monday Night Rollins, it's now Dolph and Drew show. Whatever. So, bit of a shocker, though. I did not see that one coming. I didn't think that they would put the strap on Dolph like that. That was not something I saw. So, the next match of the night was between Bobby Roode and they didn't even really introduce him, but it was Curt Hawkins. They showed him in the ring as they were introducing Bobby, and that's about the only way that you knew that the other competitor was Curt Hawkins. Kurt's streak, I believe, is at 205 losses in a row, 204 or 205 now, 206, 207, or whatever it is. He lost again to Bobby Roode. There was a spine buster by Bobby Roode in this one. Bobby gives one of the better spine busters in the business right now. Super good spine buster. Glorious DDT, though, was the final nail in the coffin for Curt Hawkins, who has quite a few nails in his coffin, 200 and so. But anyway, they then cut to an in-ring promo by Braun. Braun says all Brock Lesnar has to do is show his face, and then I've got this, and it says that I'm going to be the next champion. Good luck with him showing his face, though. Kevin Owens' music hits, and KO comes out. He's all taped up. His elbows taped up. His shoulders taped up. They show him a shot from the back, and his neck's taped up. He's all taped up. He says, I'm not here for retribution, not that I could get it even if I wanted it. He says that I want to be the first man to congratulate you on your victory. You're the monster amongst men. You're the monster in the bank, I believe is what he calls him. But he says you need to be smart about what you're doing, and because of that, basically you need me. You need me to be your conniver and your guy to be the plan maker, the architect, and you need me. He says my best friend you have nobody. You ripped a 10-year-old kid out of the crowd to win the tag team championships at WrestleMania. You don't have anybody. My best friend just got vertigo by Bobby Lashley, and he's out now. So he says, how about we, tag up? And he says, I just want to be the first man to shake your hand. He reaches his hand out. Braun reaches out, shakes his hand. But as Kevin goes to turn and walk away, Braun still has a hold of his hand. Braun brings him in close. The two of them get face to face. Braun swoops him up. He's going to give him the running power bomb that he does. As he does, though, Kevin weasels his way out of it and squirts out of the ring and gets away from Braun. They then go to commercial, come back from commercial, and they show the Riot Squad backstage doing what they've been doing, wrecking some things backstage. They pick on some dude with a laptop, and I believe it was Sarah, picked up the laptop and smashed it against the table, and Ruby went over to some random mirror that was just leaned up against some boxes and wrote an R on it because Riot Squad. Super cool. Great promo, guys. They then show Sasha sitting backstage in the locker room type area, and they show Bayley come from out of screen, and she sits down next to her, and she's doing the, hey, stop it. You need to quit beating yourself up over the Money in the Bank match. I know you've watched it several times. I know you're kicking yourself over it, and you really need to stop. The two make nice at the end, and they are going to team up and take on the Riot Squad together. So they're playing nice at this point. The deleter of worlds, Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt then defended their championships, their Raw Tag Team Championships, against Slater and Rhino. As the match was going to start, though, the B Team cut a Titantron promo on Bray and Hardy. It started out with Axel trying to do his best Matt Hardy impersonation, and then Bo slid in with his fake beard and his fake lantern, and he was the Bray Wyatt of the promo. And he looked so much like Bray. It was sad with the beard on. He looked so much like Bray. Anyway, they really need to just pull back the curtain on that one and let people in on the whole. He's his goddamn brother, man. Come on. Come on, man. In the end, back in the ring, the Deleter of Worlds, of course, defeated Slater and Rhino. They gave them the Kiss of Abigail combo thing. I don't even know what they're calling it now. But anyway, Deleter of Worlds ends up defeating Slater and Rhino to defend their titles, but at the same time, they pretty much have set up some sort of a program that they're going to run now with the B Team, which, cool, I'll take it. And they should turn Bo into actually being Bray's brother and just knock it off already. Kurt and Corbin are backstage, and Kurt Angle is pretty upset, and he's doing the thing to Corbin. Well, you can tell Stephanie I said da-da-da, and Corbin pulls from his back pocket. He says, he's holding up a cell phone with Stephanie on it, and he says, oh, why don't you go ahead and tell her yourself. So, sneaky Baron Corbin. Kurt's doing the yes, okay, that's big news. Okay, I'll make the announcement when we come back from break. Yes, yes. He says, oh wait, I have an idea, and you can tell he's interrupted. And he says, oh yes, okay, I'll be sure and run it by Constable Corbin. Any of my ideas past Constable Corbin. So Baron Corbin is in a position of power without even seeing Stephanie McMahon, apparently. Ooh. The next match was Jinder Mahal taking on Chad Gable. Gable got the jobber intro. It was his opponent is already in the ring kind of thing. I don't know what they're doing, Chad Gable. Jinder pretty much dominated this match, hit the Colossus, got the win. Who gives a rat's ass? Jinder Mahal beat Chad Gable, nobody cares about either one of these guys at this point. So, yeah, great, neat, cool, awesome. Need to do something with both of them because both of them are very good wrestlers and very good entertainers, and they need a better anything than what they're giving them. They then cut to the backstage, and the Riot Squad is doing what the Riot Squad have been doing. They're running roughshod backstage. They smash some poor dude's laptop, and they find some random mirror that's leaning up against some boxes, and they write an R on it. Just really cool. Anyway, that's what they're doing now. Yay. Sasha Banks and Bayley then took on Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan of the Riot Squad. This was actually a pretty decent match. There was a lot of storytelling as far as a lot of Sasha and Bayley not being on the same page. There was a lot of tag me in, no, I won't tag you in, followed by going against the ropes and then I'll tag myself in, or you get close enough to me and I'm going to tag myself in, that kind of thing. Lots and lots and lots of that. In the very end, Liv Morgan actually rolls up Bayley and pins Bayley, grabs the tights, but she still pins Bayley. And then at the end, Sasha and Bayley are standing toe-to-toe, having lost the match. They kind of do a little pushy-shovey thing. In the very end, Bayley ends up getting dumped out on her ass. And then Sasha just kind of turns and walks out of the ring, which I guess is kind of cool-ish. Anyway, they go to commercial. They then come back from commercial, and they show the two of them standing backstage, and now they want to fight. So now Bayley and Sasha, Bayley does the I'm not done with you kind of thing, and I'm not done with you either. We're going to fight now. Yay. I don't know why they didn't just do it in the ring instead of dragging it out and making it another segment. But anyway, they ended up fighting finally. Kurt Angle then comes out to make his big, huge announcement that Stephanie told him that he was going to make. I'm assuming that he was going to announce who was going to be the next man to take on Brock Lesnar, and I'm assuming that it wasn't going to be Braun Strowman if it was such big news. As he's speaking, Roman Reigns' music hits. Roman comes out to big boos, and he says, look, I beat Brock at the Greatest Royal Rumble. You know I did. The officials know I did. Everybody knows I did. Even Brock knows I did. Everybody knows I beat him. Why aren't you on the title? But as he's saying this, Bobby Lashley's music hits. Bobby comes down, gets called Bob by Roman Reigns. He calls him Bob. Calls him Bob. Calls him Bob. As the two are kind of going back and forth, the Revival's music hits. Okay. So the Revival's music hits. Revival come out. They pretty much say, we're going to kick both your asses because we deserve to have more. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the Revival has anything to do with Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley, or why Bobby Lashley has anything to do with Roman Reigns either. Apparently everybody is all ready to fight each other, though. So the match coming up next was the Revival against Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. I'm running out of time, and I'm running long, and I really don't give a shit about this match. The Roman Reigns set up for a spear. He does the whole "hoo" thing in the corner. He's going to come out and do the spear, but Bobby Lashley tags himself in, runs and gives a spear of his own. Ding, ding, ding. Bob Lashley and Roman Reigns pick up the win. Yay. Who gives a shit? Backstage then, Constable Corbin and Kurt Angle are walking through. They are interrupted by Finn, who then is interrupted by Kevin Owens, who then is interrupted by Braun, who, as he's standing behind Kevin Owens, he doesn't realize he's there, and Finn does the, hey, you don't even know what's behind you, what kind of danger is behind you, and he looks back, and there's there's Braun. So they were setting up a tag team match between Kevin Owens and Constable Corbin and Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. No Way Jose then came out to take on Mojo Rawley. They showed a new aggressive Mojo Rawley. He says after the match, he says, Mojo defeated No Way Jose. He says after the match, he says, I used to be known for always being hyped, but now I want to be known for always being focused, or something like that. Anyway, the next segment, then they again show Sasha and Bailey. This time they are outside of the arena, and Bailey says, "Hey, wait, I'm not done with you." And Bailey says, "Well, I'm done with you." Or Banks says, "Then I'm done with you. I don't want anything to do with you," kind of thing. She says, "No, wait," and tries to hold her before she leaves, and she gets in the car and drives off. Bailey's pissed off. Bailey throws what I thought was her shoe. Honestly, when I was watching it, I thought it was her shoe she threw at her, but unfortunately it wasn't. I wish it was. It would have been way better. But anyway, she throws a water bottle at the back of the car, bounces it off the back of the car. Seth is backstage. He's cutting his promo. He says, "Look, I just lost. It's just the way it is. But I'm going to invoke my rematch clause next week." Finn Balor and Strowman then in the main event take on Kevin Owens and Constable Corbin. Of course, I thought that for sure this was going to be Braun and Finn, but Constable Corbin hits the end of days on Finn Balor, and the team of Kevin Owens and Constable Corbin actually end up picking up the win. So, bit of a surprise at the end. It was a good, fun little match, but still a bit of a surprise at the end. So, there's some fun stuff. Strowman was doing his run around the ring thing at one point, and Baron came flying off of the apron and took him out. There was a lot of just real cool, fun little things. Anyway, so in the end of days ended up being the end of Finn Balor as well. So that was the show for today. That was Monday Night Raw for this week. I thank you for listening. I'm sorry I ran a little long. Again, I promise I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter next time. So thank you for listening. Love you guys. Good night. Good day. Good whatever.